Our next speaker is Mr. Vijayanand. Mr. Vijayanand is currently serving as Head of Production at Toyota Industry Engine India Private Limited. With over 31 years in manufacturing, he brings extensive experience in automotive OEMs and green energy sectors. He has held significant leadership positions, including Vice President of Manufacturing at Renault Nissan, where he led a 4,000-member team and successfully launched 17 different models. At Omium India, as Director of Quality and Operational Excellence, he has established innovative training programs, including the Gurukula Knowledge and Skill Center. His expertise spans lean manufacturing, Toyota Production System, and Renault Nissan Production System. He holds an MBA in Operations from ICFAI University and a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from SRM University. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Vijayanand Harish. Thank you very much.
Hope it works. Let me check. Actually, he tore the session. He has been torn by Anbusan in the previous session. He said the word gap. I like the word gap, but he told me not the brand which is Gap. So when I went and then Googled, it showed Gap. Oh, always that Gap brand, whatever was for the wear, it was coming. I thought something else. Normally, okay, I come from a manufacturing background. Very hard, make my hands dirty, look at things in the Gemba, I mean what we call as workplace. I don't come from an academic background. Purely, I look how to connect to people more. Okay, after a long time I'm doing a seminar now, so I had to prepare long hours. Other than my working hours, I have to stay. And then I tried today ChatGPT. No, though I was using, don't mind. I did 6 hours of preparing this presentation for today to make it more relevant and what was in my thought. It did it in 2 minutes. That's the power of technology now. So, and to be honest, I am still the baby boomer cadre. I am 50 now, so the old age. But I bought an iPhone which I never knew how to use that GarageBand. Now the new ones have gone because they also upgraded. They don't want to give all this. My younger daughter taught me, you don't know this, Papa, what is this? They know very well how to do. So I get connected with people who know the new technology very well. I have three pages of what I have learned today. Learning cycle has to continue. It cannot. During my bad times, when I didn't have a job, 9 months ago, I didn't have a job. I again put myself into learning mode. I registered for all LinkedIn learnings, started to do all learnings, what I have to do. Many are online, many are there. Then started to learn, and then through that also I made the best interview. I didn't download ChatGPT at that time, or else I would have Googled, let know all the interview questions in Toyota, and then I would have answered perfectly. But I didn't do that. But I used technology in order to upgrade myself. I didn't want to be idle. So learning is a cycle which I would like to do. But anyway, as technology keeps on improving, somewhere down the line, I feel, down to my heart, I feel that we are going apart. Human interaction is going apart. I come from that background because I have to go and talk to people, see what's life really about, touch people, and then see and learn. So I started to write this today's session looking at what I have experienced in 31 years. Probably I've done around at least 500 interviews of people throughout my career, 500, 600 people interviewed. Got in around hundreds of interns into my previous organizations. Developed a model for GETs in some of the companies where how a fresher from college will have to get used to the corporate world. So we had to develop some programs to make them also. So this does not come like a pure academic perspective or something, but what I would like to share is today on what in the morning Parasan told, or we call him very friendly as Parasan in Toyota world. So he's Parasuraman's son, but for us is shorter Parasan. So we call him, I mean, what he has told in the morning. How do we see what is happening now? As Anbusan rightly mentioned, one is running as a Vande Bharat Express, one is running as a Shatabdi Express, one is still running at stop, or I don't say it at a speed where it has to go. So it has to compete to that level and then make the scaling up. So that's where I wanted to show all this, where we are and what we have to do together. Okay. So first, my session today will be on short introduction of my company profile and what digital transformation we are doing at Toyota in Toyota Industries. Sorry for the word Anbusan gap. I don't find it bad, but it's good to understand where we are and where we need to be. And then academy versus industry, because that was the topic given. And then how do we bridge? Because we need to find some answers, right? I mean, we cannot just leave it there and then go. Where's the industry going and how do we catch up? So let me talk about my company profile. First is on what is our vision and core values. Okay. We want to become the most admired engine manufacturing company. Okay. And then through promoting the culture of monozukuri. Monozukuri means making products. And hitozukuri means people development. So it's not just making products all again. It's all about developing people to make that product better. And with a focus of thrill and excitement. We call it as Vaku Vaku spirit. Vaku Vaku is the thrill and excitement what you have at shop floor. How do you make your job much more exciting to do that? So some Japanese words will be there, don't mind, and it's a new language you can also learn. Okay, you can Google and then learn all this. So we try to use this more in order to get connected with our expats and then they also learn. Let me briefly tell about what it is. So as I can say, the most admired engine manufacturing means this to us. We need to ensure that the customer and the supplier are happy or we deserve their admiration. Any new talent comes to us, aspires to work with us. That's what we also see. We are very happy and proud to promote a work culture which is with this values and culture, I mean with values what we do. And a role model company to which people will like to always emulate. I mean they could take us as a reference. Many of them have told in this session today, Toyota has done this, RVCE was mentioning, Parasan was mentioning, many of them have told. So this is what we want to emulate. What does this mean? Because as we keep making products, our focus becomes more of becoming a more methodic, more robotic. But at the same time, we have to see the human touch. Human touch is all what we talk about hitozukuri, or sorry, the word called people development. So we focus on making products and developing people. We focus on environment with continuous improvement and value added for all the stakeholders involved, including what we are connected with, some of the colleges and so on. And feeling the sense of challenge with a great opportunity to realize our peak potential. What is the potential we have? How do we perform to that? That's what we seek and that's what we look at, how we can make our products better and our people much, much better. And last, this is the thrill and excitement, what we call as the spirit of challenge is a way of life. We don't stop at where we are. We need to continuously improve. We try to challenge each other. Anbusan also mentioned about AI giving us the benchmark. We continuously benchmark the best plants to become better. We don't want to stop there. We achieved something. I mean, there is a, I mean, in the corporate world or Toyota world, what we call is red, yellow, green. It is almost like the traffic signal. Red means you have not achieved the target. Yellow is in between, some slight drop. And green is you have achieved the target. We always don't want to be green. We want to continuously become yellow, red, and then again become green, because you have to improve continuously. That's what we are always aiming at. And opportunity to try and innovate without a fear of failure. That's what we always tell our people. Don't fear if you fail. We don't bother. But you need to have that, take that opportunity to see and innovate and then do. So that's where we are. This is our vision, explained more detailedly. Okay, I'll just go through quickly our history and products. Many of you can look at, we started off, first the Toyota group was KTTM, Kirloskar Toyota Textile Machinery. We started in 1995, started to make sales, build and sell textile machinery actually, because that was the original, what was being envisaged for when after Japan World War. So the first requirement was to make textile machinery. And then it came here. This was the first Toyota group in Bangalore. 1995 established, produced some models of loom, yarn making machine, automatic machines. And then we also started to make auto parts, especially for the Qualis and Innovas, what you see, we also started to make them. And then in 2005, we diversified two products separately. So all the auto parts and engine manufacturing became TIEI, which is Toyota Industries Engine India. And then KTTM continued to be producing the textile machinery. So we also have completed 25 years of establishment. And then there was some sales and of Conclave, but now it has been separated as a company also. These are our products. Global diesel engine goes to Fortuner, Innova, and Hilux models. And we also produce the Toyota new generation A engine, which is the hybrid version, which you know, conventional and hybrid version, which goes into Hyrider, Innova, and other Suzuki models also. We have a joint collaboration with them also. Customers, just to go through, we also export, we also make here in India and then export to them. So just a short, so but our routing is through our mother company, or what we can call as TKM, Toyota Kirloskar Motors. So from TII it goes there and then we export to all of them. Why I connected my company vision and our strategy is to look at the next step. So our aim is to become more slim, flexible and smart. So we have our strategy. I will not go into detail. There is a one catchy word which you would see here. All along we were been talking about skill, right? But our catchphrase is de-skill. Everybody wants to improve the skill. Now, everybody would be saying to say, hey, you have to improve the skill, you have to improve the skill. But when it comes to us, it is always de-skilling. De-skilling means any person can do this job. That's what even technology is telling, right? I downloaded ChatGPT with no information, started asking questions, it gives me answers. No education required, nothing. Start asking questions the way you want, you are typing a message, it gives us. So that's what is more about de-skilling. Anybody can do this job. We are looking at how to simplify the standardized process, bringing in technology to make it much better so that we don't need any training for people. A fresher coming out of some basic training will get into the job and then start doing this. And we also look at smart operations. Toyota has a long philosophy of only adding value to the customer. Customer does not pay, obviously, none of our, the white-collared people's pay or something. It is all the overhead expenses. But he pays value for our engines. He pays for the quality of the engines we make. So anything more than inside the engine is out of our value. So we try to create smart operations in order to make how we can introduce low-cost technology, vision system, AGV, AMR, we have done a lot, and digital boards to enhance the removal of all the non-value added activities which we all do. So that's how we are trying to do. We have a thorough foundation where we continuously benchmark, as I said. We continuously benchmark global and local practices. In fact, we went to Amazon to learn how they are doing their logistics. We went to Bosch to understand how their artificial intelligence is controlling their security systems, how they are developing technology to, how is their smart office working, how are they so environment friendly to understand how we can be better than others. We thought we are the best, oh, the most green company among Toyota, but no, they are much better than us. How do they manage these things very well using technology? We benchmarked them and then learned. So same way, I mean, we continuously do that, and then through what we call as Zenin Sanka is collaborative approach of all, we try to build that with a, we have a 3-pillar system which is the foundation of how a job should be done or how the management should happen at the shop floor. Okay. Anyway, I will not go into detail. What are our core values? I first said vision, then our strategy and everything. Now the core values and how is it connected to our program today. This is our Toyota Percepts. Don't confuse between Toyota and Toyota. Toyota was the surname of Sakiji Toyota, who was the first inventor of the automatic loom, who he started manufacturing, and probably if you can Google, you will let to know. So he had given some 5 guidelines for us, which has been like our DNA in our progress. So all these were imbibed into us as our DNA. Each company has one, each institution would have one, right? On your emblem or something, you will always say. So that way we had this. This is where is the connect about. The second one talks more about always being studious, keen eagerness to learn. Earlier we used to call scientific temper. The word is now no more. I don't know whether we are using it or not. We used to call that a scientific temper. I mean, how are you learning more technology? How are you eager to learn something which is much required for the current condition? That was not there. So this is where is the connect. Always be studious, striving, creative, striving to stay ahead of times. We don't know what is the technology going to come. To be honest, I'll tell you one example. Even when I was working in Renault Nissan before joining Toyota, I said, why Toyota is not going into EVs? Hey, what is this? Toyota, big company, they can buy any number of Nissan. Why are they not going into EV? EV was EV technology was much available for everyone to use in cars, right? Nissan was doing very great. Tesla was doing very good. Toyota, have you heard an EV of Toyota? Never. What they did, technology we knew the regulations coming in. What would happen to the future? We have to stay ahead of times. I'm a bit worried about what happened to the electronic revolution, e-waste. Now what the biggest problem now what we are facing is, you take anything, plastic, excellent discovery. Now what are we striving for? Inside our human body, we have a credit card size of plastic inside our human body. That's how we all see, right? A credit card size full of plastic inside our body, because every day we consume something out of water bottles, we consume something of whatever is in our food, even the paper cups are all having plastics. So we need to stay ahead of time. What could be the regulations coming in later? If CAFE regulations came in, CAFE is that corporate fuel economy, what we need to have. Every car produced should have some fuel economy. It cannot be in this thing. So we changed the game. We said we'll go to hybrid. We don't want to do EV, because EV will have a later on future. Where will the batteries go later on? Where are you going to dump it? I heard, recently, I don't know whether it is true or not, because of all the excavations, all the building of infrastructure and so on, the earth axis is going to tilt by 1 degree. And it's going to tilt, it seems so. It is going to tilt by 1 degree, and then we are going to face another harsher climate in the coming future. So we have damaged the planet whole. That's already done. Now is to recover from what we do. So that's where we were staying ahead of times. We went into not EV, though we developed some technologies, we are developing some technology, but we went ahead to go for hybrid. Now we are looking at hydrogen powered. The new Mirai Toyota Mirai is all hydrogen powered vehicle. So use water, it has the fuel cell, it will generate and then it will power your engines to run. So that's how we stayed ahead of times and then did not make any impact to the environment also. And we continue to do such research and be ahead of times. So that's about uh, our company profile, but let me show you a video. I mean, it's a PPT through this. So let me show you a video how we are transforming digitally. Then we will go into what I want to explain more. The audio won't come, I believe, anyway, doesn't matter. We envisaged to go into a digital transformation because it was never thought of earlier. And then these are core pillars, as I mentioned: easy, smart, being flexible, being slim. So started from 2023, and then we are looking at beyond. How do we make digitalization, digital transformation all together, one by one? We decided to go what could connect to the shop floor more. So first is on the shop floor. We were doing all the manual entries. Every time we used to write everything. These were the manual boards you can see everywhere. We did a lot. We converted all of them into real-time data. Used technologies, used from the machines, using IoT, we started to pick up all the data from there, and dashboards are developed. Real-time data, real-time quality monitoring is started to do. And at a click of button at my laptop, I get what is happening now at my office. So this is how we transform shop floor, especially to make ease of the people. Second is, we have a care for environment, as we always say. Machines are everywhere. I mean, you have a STP running somewhere, you have a machine running somewhere, you have a DG which is running somewhere very far. How do you control? We started to connect through IoT, and every parameter of what it is being done is monitored centrally, and then we manage. Including our tool management, we try to look at when an abnormality can happen, what could be the frequency, what is the periodicity of replacement. Everything is now digitalized. And we have moved from, improved the operational efficiency totally through data driven. Show me the data, then we take the decision. Because earlier it was based on some feeling or something, no data, or sometime it is only based on last time we did it, so we will do it. Now real-time data, and then we take decisions. And also, as I said, task what to be done by the management, each one has to do what. It is all now moving from what we were doing preventive to predictive. Now machine tells when you need to change the tool. Machine tells, or the system tells us when we need to migrate or when we need to replace something. So everything is done. And we did not start this journey just because we had an idea or something. This is our digital journey. First, we developed people, because that is our core intention. How do we develop people? So digital captains were developed. Then we started to discuss more about how we will interact with the shop floor, connect with the shop floor. What is their real, we call it as problem. What is their real problem, what they are facing, and how do we take? Because sometimes if technology is given, it will never be used. Like what I used to have in my iPhone, GarageBand, never used. So what I need. So that was how we connected. And then we also skilled up all our members, because somebody working from 20, 25 years, I mean, how do you ask people to say, no, you have to do it with a tab? Sir, I'm easy to do with a paper and pen. Why do you ask me to enter it in a tab? No, we can't. So we engage them. And this is what our future will also look like. We want to connect everything through digital, and then we will transform our own factory into a paperless factory. That's where we are heading to go about. So that was on what digitally we have transformed on a short PPT. Now let's talk about the gap, what we are looking at. I had prepared this in the morning, but Parasan had already mentioned. So I want to share the best practices with the academy, what we are doing, focus on where the lacuna is there. I mean, I don't say the academic institutions are not doing, but what we want is not been there. Okay, so that's where we want to do. I want to focus on three areas where we look at when an engineer comes to us, when I receive a GET or somebody, what is I'm expecting from him? What is the attitude and behavioral skills what I'm looking at? What are the things like the proficiency skills? Like, can he apply something on that, what he has learned? And about the technical skills, what he has learned. To be honest, I'm a mechanical student. Honestly, I've forgotten Bernoulli's theorem or whatever. I mean, today, all the academic people have told, I've never used. But the first thing I learned very well and still continue to use is Microsoft Excel. The best tool what I have got, and the best one is the PPT. So it took a long time to do. I mean, I could animate anything, even the working of a press machine during my QC circle presentation, which I did it in Japan. So tool which is enabling the people to make it better is what we have to see in technology or technical skills. I mean, if it is not accepted by somebody, like it is not, it is going to be a burden to me. So that's where we focused on what people need, how do we transform that and then make. Because let me tell you, we have hierarchy of management. 20 workmen, or you can call, we call them as associates. So 20 associates are there in a line. We have 2 team leaders to manage their job, to see whether they are doing any abnormality we need to handle, and then 1 group leader is there. They had almost around 2.5 hours of paper entry, because they have to keep records, because there will be an audit, they have to show performance, they have to monitor results, they have to keep data to show, yes, things are right. Because it is we are in engine manufacturing, the heart of a car. So we had to do this. First, we looked at the pain points. We transformed that into digital. First thing is what you saw in the board was that coming out of the pain points which we transformed. So if there is a need, then you will be, if you apply the technical skills, then it will work out. So that's how we looked at. So I'll go by this order in order to share, but I will look at the attitude later. Okay, what comes from. First, let me tell what is the academy teaching us all. I mean, this is a reference, I mean, I don't quote that member's name, but when I asked a graduate engineer trainee, what did you learn mechanical in this? So this is what we have been told in different years. I don't say in this year, that year. Some points what he mentioned, I just wrote down. And what does the engineering need? I'm a, by practice or by manufacturing, I'm a lean practitioner, I can say. I don't want to waste any time. So is anybody looking at lean tools? How to, most manual operating system and technique. Nobody is now talking about, because technology has gone, but physically you have to see motion and time study, right? How, that's why I asked, I think, Subramania sir, do you have something which can automate this skill elimination of studying motion and time study, ergonomic study, so that we can do? This is what the industry, this is what is the industry is needing. When a graduate engineer comes to it, comes to us, he doesn't know this, he doesn't know this, he doesn't know how to solve a problem. He has to solve every day, day in and day out problems. He doesn't know what's technology is being exposed to. So this is what is happening. So there is a gap between what is taught and what is there actually in the. So in summary, industry needs something what is taught. I mean, and there are gaps between this. I mean, what has been taught and what has been really there in the industry has some gaps. How to use is also there, and the speed of learning. It is not at all. I mean, sometimes I find, what do you want to become? Now, if I ask a new GT who has come, he's clueless. What do you become? What do you want to become? He asked me a reverse question. Sir, what are you, sir? I said, I'm associate vice president. How long did it take to make, sir? I said, 30 years. Okay, sir, I will become 5 years manager. I mean, cannot happen. I mean, he doesn't even have a clue what is the manager position and how many grades he has to grow up to the ladder. He doesn't have a clue. He just tells whatever he has learned or he has heard. So there is quite a amount of gap what we need to look at and how to use. And some of the things he doesn't even know. I asked him, can you make a PPT showing what you did in your project work? Yes, sir. He went 3 days, he never came back. I mean, he's still trying to find out where to get that. Probably he would have used ChatGPT and then come back and then shown me. So I never went back to him and then asked, okay, what happened? So they don't know to use and the speed of using it also. So the proficiency comes there, which I will tackle in the next slides. And most of the academies, where I have gone, little bit behind, as Anbusan also mentioned, we are still behind where we have to upgrade our software and hardware also into the academics. Maybe we have to take some support from the industry also to upgrade them. Proficiency, this is where academics exposure happens and industry needs change. How does it vary for us? I know exposure is all about giving internship, project work, industrial visits. This is all what is currently happening, right? But if you ask me, what are the basics tool for data analysis? How do you do some software? You want to show me your dashboard. How do you want to collect this data? They don't know. Most of them don't know. It is easily available. They can download, but they don't know. They don't even understand how do we do the data analysis at level 4 or whatever. And even they don't know the steps of problem solving. So these are the gaps which we expect from an engineer who joins us, but what we are looking at is only these kind of things. Though they come to the industry, they know what is the industry is all about. They would have seen big machines running, some alarms coming, or some automatic guided vehicles going, but what is it all about? What is in for him is not known. And so probably we need some to look at proficiency in data analysis and root cause analysis. We need to look at I think most of the academies are now started to move on to this also, Minitab, SolidWorks, and some specialized courses also have been there for only industrial engineering, I believe. I don't know whether that stream of engineering still is there or not, or eliminated. I don't know. So only the industrial engineers, I think you are in or not. Mechanical, if you have not got a mechanical seat, the next one would be industrial engineering. Okay, go to that. So, being in Toyota, industrial engineering is most what we need. And new technologies, material testing, explore, they cannot even look at how the world is around and how they want to explore and then suggest what actions. They are literally clueless when I see an engineer coming in. So this is what is about proficiency. Then soft skills. As I said in my earlier, we do have campus interviews, we have paper presentation seminars, like this. Students do attend all this, right? And what we are looking at is business etiquettes, people management, and presentation skills. Because how does he express his ideas? What does he want? As I said, what do you want to become in 5 years? No answer. Reverse question. So he doesn't know where he needs to go. So we need to teach people or teach our students in such a way that what industry needs, professional with good etiquettes. So that's why I put attitude and soft skills at the last. They need to have some good communication skills. I've seen people, when I worked in Renault Nissan, probably it's a common language where they couldn't even speak much in English, because that's how we have to interact. The world is looking at them, but they cannot even converse in English. It's not about only communication, only having a language proficiency. It is all about how do you want to communicate that thing to them. Ability to present ideas, give logical and rational reasoning, not at all there. So we need to look at these things, what we need to show them in the academy. And most important is they are very low, sometimes not that ethical now. Looking at what they are getting it easily, it is not hard earned. So they are looking at the easiest way to get things done. So probably, I don't know whether it is killing, the technology is killing us or providing us a solution, we don't know. But that's how the things are not there, and there is no value driven in them. What we used to have that value earlier, mechanical engineer, oh, your job is guaranteed, 30 years ago. Mechanical engineer, job guaranteed. Computer science came later on. Civil engineer, oh, Even if I apply for civil engineering, you applied for civil engineer. Ah? Hey, nonsense. You scored good marks, no, in SLC. Why you want to go there? Or why you did good in PUC. Why did you want to opt civil? That was this. Now when my sister's daughter is learning, what are you doing? Architectural engineering, 5 years course. I don't know, not even a single item, what she speaks, I don't even know. That's how it has gone. But if you look at their values, what we had earlier and now, probably not. So that's where soft skills also come into picture. When we look at a person coming into an industry, most of them I have seen, they may be good at technical skills, proficiency, they may learn. But people management, when it gets into people, they fail. They are not able to do 2 years, they leave the job and then go because they are not able to cope up to that pressure. When a 20-year-old person who is already experienced industry, he knows what to do. What are you going to try and teach him? I faced this when in my first job also. I asked, can you please make it faster because we have to deliver this. He saw me like this. I was 18-year-old, first job. He saw me like this and then said, what is your age? 18 years, sir. My experience is 20 years. Go shut your mouth and go out. I couldn't withstand. What is he talking about? What are you going to tell? I mean, the same condition will be to all our people who are joining our company, and then they will be saying, what do you know? And my GET gets stuck, sir. Sometimes I have seen them even crying, sir, I am not able to answer to their question what to do. So how do we train them to make them better when they come into the industry? How do they mentally get prepared is what I am looking at. Okay. So this how we need to do. I wanted to show one roadmap just for reference what we did. We did a long study in our talent learning and development center. This is part of our learning and development center, which we bifurcated from HR. Normally, learning and development is always under HR, but we said no, it should not be with HR, but it should be a separate group. So we gave away with learning and development from HR. We started our separate knowledge center called as Unnati Kendra. I recommend and I invite you all, anytime you are in Bangalore, Toyota Industries, please visit our Unnati Kendra. We are not aiming at, okay, let me come back to this and then go back to the Unnati Kendra. This is our engineer development path. Okay. On the vertical axis is all what we have to explain them, and the horizontal axis is the number of years he takes or we need to take them to make. So you can see first is we give them Gemba exposure, manufacturing exposure, how he has to do. He has to make the daily management. He has to do all OJT, TPS projects, Jishuken, we call it some Kaizen events. So he has to do all this. Then he goes through an assessment, engineering exposure, process development, machine mechanism, tooling basics, becomes an expert. Then we also coach him with a generalist engineer, and then he becomes here. Then process expert. By the time he becomes a specialist, it takes 9 years. This is our developmental plan for an engineer who comes as an engineer. We show them this is your development plan. They run away here. 2 years, sorry sir. Oh, thank you. This has been the most tough thing because we put them into the tough grinding here. Gemba is what is, we call Gemba is the shop floor. That's where the action is. That's where the real products are made. Real people are meeting. Sometimes I was during the COVID, I was the vice president of manufacturing. I could not sit on my table for more than 30 minutes attending meetings on Zoom or Teams, what we had. I was never sitting on a chair and then doing something on, but it made me. But every alternate day, go to the shop, go to the plant. Staying nearby, that was one advantage. So go to the shop floor, then see, is the machines all right? Should we start? When should we start? How do we do? Is there any people coming? Somebody is still there working with me like this and so on. So that's where the excitement comes from. Now I come back to the Unnati Kendra, what we are having. Okay, so I'll come back to the next slide later. We are not training people to become robots. We are not doing that. we want them to be emotionally connected to what they are doing. We teach them, you are the heart surgeon. Every day we give them, as soon as the training is over, we give them a card which shows, similar to an ID card or something like this. We tell them that you are a heart surgeon. Because the heart is heart is the very important part of the body. The engine is the very important part of the car. You can't make any single mistake. One bolt not tightened, one washer not put, one pin dropped inside, one seal not applied properly. Engine is going to seize and probably you will stay somewhere locked, stranded. That's what we teach them. Recently, I'll explain you one incident what happened. We don't get connected. We don't just stay there where we are. How are we staying ahead of time? So I'll just stay. Recently, we were all, we normally have a morning meeting. We do, I don't know, whether you all know or not. In Toyota, before we start our work, we do an exercise. A 2-minute exercise we have to do. Everyone stand up and then do that exercise, and then we have a morning meeting. We ask about each other's health, what's the progress today, and then we do. So we had we are introducing diversity. I just mentioned to that forum. I said, we are introducing more female members. So there was one group of female trainees who had joined. And 6 of them out of 10 were from the same college, from Chitradurga. They always used to quote lecture. Thanks. That's why I respect academician. They always used to tell, sir, Vikas tumba chennagidare. Vikas sir hang helta idru. Vikas sir, we never know about him. Through them we came to know Vikas sir. And then friendly, one of our engineer or our trainer got in touch with them and then took the phone number. And then what we did was, we did not train them on basic skills. We do train them on basic skills, how to make an engine, how to do machining, how to check parts. But what we did on the morning meeting, we asked one of that lady to come and speak. Every day morning, one of the trainee comes and tells about her own experience, what she faced or what she wants to do. So one of our meetings, she started to tell that, sir, in my experience, when I did this in my college, this is what Vikas sir used to tell. So it was so proud moment for us or something like that. The phone was already connected to Vikas sir and he was listening. What this lady was telling about him, he was listening. We had already connected and then do it. After she finished, we connected through mic and then asked her, put on speaker and then told, Vikas sir is here, so what do you want to hear? She got emotional. She cried. She didn't even know that Vikas sir was online to hear about what she was doing and telling about them. We don't make robots. We don't want to connect people by training them and then making them something. We need to be human to connect and then make them. That's where I talk about emotional connect. We train them to make them add value to the system. So that's how the Unnati Kendra is all about. We are looking at touching people, looking at them at how we can transform their lives. Our slogan is also that. So, the legendary slogan in what we all learn, maybe in Toyota what we always say probably can be applied elsewhere. If the trainee has not learnt, the trainer has not taught. So if the trainee has not learned, that means the trainer has not taught. So that means it applies to all of you now also, or us also, right? If the student doesn't know anything, probably we have not taught them what they need. That's where it comes from. So this is what, I go back to this slide and then connect with where we were, okay? So we don't train them to make just human robots, but we train them to get more connected. Ideally, this is what is our image. Probably in at least, I don't give a timeline here, but based on their capability and experience, probably they should be reaching at least around 2 years, 3 years from now, correct? But actual condition is like this. They go here, suddenly they drop out and then leave. Again, we have to find another person to develop them. Ideally, they should be able to do this with all the technology coming in, all the training coming in, made use of all technology. Probably we are looking at people getting developed here, but actually it is here. So that is where I request, or probably we all should come together to, align this trajectory, whatever we are having. Academics need to shift to this trajectory to make that ideal thing happen. So that's where I call about the gap. So the gap is between them. So this is where we need, and this is where we need to go. But this is where we are. Somebody mentioned about China going forward, right? We started same. We are now, probably if I look at, we are 10 years, 12 years behind them. If we look at, because manufacturing has not progressed the way they have progressed. Every damn product is made from China. Okay, with Philippines chicker manufactured in Vietnam or something, it is all coming from there. That's where we are there. So this is where we need to go. If we need India to be looking at Viksit Bharat at 2047 or Atmanirbhar Bharat, what we need to see, look at that, then probably this is the ideal way to go, and this is where we need to bridge that gap. In summary, actually I look at what is in for me and what is in for the this thing. So I just changed what is in for the academy and what is in for the student, right? What we need to look at the student and what we need to look at ourselves. So as I said, most of them have told it is going at a very faster pace, exponentially. It will go exponentially also. Sometimes with the Bangalore being the hub of startups, second largest, I believe, I don't know, after Delhi, we will grow at a very exponential growth. Exposure to new technology is very high, but still not capitalized. Chat GPT, free download. None of us do have. Many engineers start with basic and lose time in their career. They go up 2 years, sorry sir, I can't make it, go down. Then certification programs are easily available. I've got, LinkedIn, 1,000, I don't know now whether they increased or not. LinkedIn had 2,100 rupees LinkedIn programs, use it for 3 months. Every day, same program. Per day I used to do 3 or 4 courses because I was sitting idle, doing nothing. So we need to engage them into this and then get. Very good point told by in the NEP or something, which now even I think Subramaniam sir mentioned. You'd never know when the college person is leaving, right? I enrolled into ECFI only for a reason. First year you complete 8 credits, 8 subjects pass, you get a certificate of, certificate in business management. You again do another 12 or something, you get a certificate, diploma in this thing. That's how it is. Third year you did, then you are just a postgraduate in business management, operations. Fourth year I had to complete all 32 credits. Fortunately I was working and studying, I passed, and then I got my master's. So it's not, world is changing. What kind of certifications will enable our students to become better is what we have to see. There are many empty number of courses which are there online. People have to make, and academics should teach them how to get enrolled and then make them. That's what we are looking at. And for the student, how do they apply their learning? How to use them? Speed is very low. They are very good at gaming. My elder daughter or younger daughter, both, evening they all have this gaming. Looking at them also, I started to teach TPS in a different way. If you keep on telling this is TPS, 7 waste, Muda, this, people don't learn. What we did was, I introduced this in my previous organization. I'm now doing it in Toyota Industries. We did a tiffin box concept. You have to prepare a meal in this much time. Now you are the 5 people who are going to prepare a mock exercise. Game is fun. Learning is fun. You make learning fun, probably they'll learn it and it is attached. They will never forget in my life. And what we did was to, like somebody was mentioning, like I think Anbusan, we are benchmarking each other. We have a list of the last company where I worked as OMEM Director Operational Excellence, where I introduced this game, tiffin box. We had 62 batches. Every week we used to have one training. Every week, 6 members. Restricted to only 6 members. We did this training and we have the list of who's the best. They did, what is their score? we used to have a score to monitor their results. So it was whoever was the best, and we used to tease the other guys, hey, the best one is 1,450 points. Why don't you challenge them? You are already at 900. So they used to challenge themselves and then do. So if you make their learning fun and more of gamification, which they are now, the younger generation are there, then probably we can do. The new and next gen have to be, they have not yet decided their future. So probably a career guidance course, such interactive sessions which, like as somebody said, the only when they saw some speaker coming to their college was on some inaugural function or something. So we need to make more, and how to become a professional, build EQ, and become capable to create values. So how do we bridge the gap? I mean, already explained, many of you have told also, probably I am looking at when the industry is changing, education system also need to change, correct? At a faster speed. We are talking about industry 5.0, if I remember now, which is going to be mass customization. I mean, somebody said now, personalized training is what is going to come. With the same material, personalized, that's what is mass customization. So we need to also change. Education system also need to change. And this is my favorite. I teach in all my TPS class. So 10% is what we read, blah, 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 blah. 80% is what we experience. And 95% is when we teach others. Today I am learning something by telling you all. I learned many things. 2 pages are there. I have to apply something I have highlighted in yellow and blue to take it back home and then start working, not home, to my office, and then do. Home is quite tough. With all 2 daughters, my wife and my mother, tough. So I am the lone person, so lone male, so I cannot do well. So what I am looking at is 3 E's. I mentioned ASK, please remember attitude, skill and knowledge. Now I am going to give another jargon called education, experience and exposure. I think all of you know, this is what we all should look at. What do we do in the education front? Is the curriculum is it apt at the current trend? So in line with the industry. We need to change. I think NEP is giving a good forum for us. NEP is going, but as somebody said, like Anbusan said, we should look at how to quickly modify our curriculum within not at least 2 years or 3 years, maybe every year we need to look. We call it PDCA in our manufacturing language, plan, do, check, act. Plan, do, check, act. Every time we rotate and then check whether did we do it right or can we improve. So do all this on education front. Probably experience. Probably I'm looking at, when interns come to us, I'll tell you, typical case, somebody came, after 1 week they vanished. I asked, where are the interns? We had to give them the project. First week was exposure to them. Sir, they have their classes back again, sir. Oh my God, why did they come for an intern? No, sir, they have not told us before. My HR told, no, they did not tell us. Okay, when are they going to come back? Sir, after 15 days. Oh my God, again, start the cycle again. It was never fruitful. Internship should give them a raw exposure because they have not yet come out of the college, right? Internship is one which is bridging that gap between campus to corporate. So they should have that experience. I told them, somebody came with the fashion is now the mushroom cutting, probably haircut. I said, tomorrow, this is how the other people will look like, or this is how you should be looking like. He was a bit worried. He never came back. I don't know whether college told them or allowed them to do that cutting, I don't know, but he never came back later on. Sir, you are talking about, we always tuck our shirts in because we are very close to the machine, something can happen to us. We said, tomorrow we should see you in shirts tucked in, gentlemen, full arm, come smiling, shave, is good. Sorry, sir, this cannot go. Okay, stay with this, but you can always come. Okay, tucked in, can you do? Yeah, shirt will be tucked in, no issue. Okay, come, please come. This is how things are. So, long internship will give them a raw feeling of what they can really look into and what kind of industry, etiquette should they develop and so on. I think they should also look at some short-term, 3 to 6 months working in industry, which will really get a feel of their industry, what they need, what they need to do, how to behave with people and so on. And in part of their curriculum, it will be better to give them some case studies, because whenever I went for an executive MBA, not an executive MBA program, but an executive leadership program, they used to give us case studies. We read, I was doing the executive leadership in IMB here in Bangalore. So they used to give us case studies, come back tomorrow with what kind of scenario is there in your office, and then how do you apply them. Whole night we used to study and then come tomorrow prepared and then tell, this is what is underlining thing, this is what we need to do as a strategy, and then make on. So such things, instead of a project work, to be honest, I did a project in my BTech. I never know what is really. Somebody I purchased for 5,000, showed it there. They gave me C grade. Okay, this, you couldn't even explain the thesis. Okay. Or the working condition. Okay, go. Okay, pass. But they don't really apply things which are really going to help them in the industry. It will be better. I know they are coming from a mechanical engineer. It is unfair. It is a sin to even talk about something which is not into them. Like any electronics member, the first thing they said, sir, automatic fertilizer spraying. 2-3 interviews I said, what did you do? Sir, automatic traffic signal, speed monitoring systems in highways. Everybody said, are you all from the same college? No, sir. You are from different college? Yes, sir. Then how do you do every time the same project? Right? That's the jargon everywhere. So everybody is doing traffic signal management, VAC, that, this, everyone, all engineers have done the same project. Electronics, this. What did you do? Sir, automatic, by phone you can do this, sir. Did you do 2-3 questions down the line? Sir, actually, I was on holiday during that time, so I couldn't know. Okay. So we know the reality. So that's how it is. And I think exposure, one is a keyword which I wanted to mention. Connect faculty to the industry. We connect the student. Connect faculty to the industry. Come, please do internships with us. Look at what is happening in factory. How do we are using technology to make things better for ourselves? Correct? I think, as I would be very happy if somebody offered me an internship to go to another company to learn about the technology and come back. We are even doing. We have an intra-company transferee program within Toyota Group. So we send some people to go there and then learn the new things and come back. And Japanese are coming to our company to learn the digitalization because they are not yet there. To be honest, they are not yet there. I have visited many Japan plants, or at least 25 years in Japanese companies I have seen. They are not yet there. They don't know about UPI. They can't even see this. So that's where I think probably there is a disconnect. Probably I think we should connect faculty to the industry more. They should do some internship for you also. Then you will learn about, this is what the industry needs. So we should modify a curriculum to do. So bring industry experts to campuses also, more of us coming into campus. This is one thing I think I was longing to do. Connect the last 4th year people to some of the industry experts as a mentorship. Now what they need to do, final year graduates who are going to be in the verge of joining some companies, connect with some mentors, with the industry captains. They will guide them to make them a better professional. What could go wrong, what is the best for them, how they can be more, and then they can do this also. And I see not only because we are in Bangalore or startup, but I don't see the entrepreneurial mindset or innovative mindset. They may use it for their own purpose of being social media or something, but they don't have the ownership and the entrepreneurial mindset to come, this is my job, I need to be the master, I need to become the best in that. Such kind of entrepreneurial and innovative mindset is not there. I recommend that we should start connecting with IMMs and IITs, like where we have incubation center, like what RVC is doing. Now you can connect to ISSC, Tata Institute. We have many things. Madras University, where I was working in OMIUM as green hydrogen power, where I was working there. We had our incubation center for development of hydrogen electrolyzers in IIT Madras. Few students are there, our engineers are also working towards them. Some scientists are also there, they are getting connected. They know the new technology. We fund them. We also gain the knowledge, and we get all this. So as mentioned in RVC also, many patents come through that. Many discoveries happen, many research happen there. So probably if colleges get connected with IITs and IIMs, where they have a larger infrastructure, they could do, or interconnect between colleges. Like I heard iSTEM. I will try to explore more on this free to use, or a very nominal. I mean, why don't I start using this and then go on? So it will be better if we start looking on these three: education. Please look at our curriculum, experience, more of industry, get into industry and then get that experience and exposure. Wherever we can get connected to people and then understand more in detail, then it will be good. So after Anbusan's strong this thing, I wanted to relate what is to be more connected with human, and then what we are doing and what we wanted to also be there. So open to questions. Anything you would like to ask? Oh, not much claps. Oh, not like Anbusan. Okay. I mean, I'm not demanding. Okay. Any questions? I mean, it's tough. I mean, okay, let me tell me my own story. I mean, I started off exactly after 18 years. They stopped my employment because I was not 18 years. I got selected. They did not give me because, hey, you have to be 18 years to become. I had my certificate. I started off with diploma. At a fag end of my career, I mean, I was almost growing manager. They said, I will not give you a manager position because you don't have the qualification. Oh, I mean, heartbroken. I mean, hey, I have got 15 years of experience. I come from Toyota. What else do you need? No. Our policy does not allow. I did my BTech in SRM University. 5 days work, 2 days college. It was great. I mean, 3.5 years, it was great to connect with. The youngest was 20 years old, sitting beside me. I was 34 years. I had 2 daughters. One was very demanding. She was just 1.5 years old. The other one used to understand, Daddy, I go to school, you go to college. So that was the thing. 34 years old. I did my BTech in part-time. I completed with 8.4 CGPA. I mean, SRM is different. I mean, okay. But attendance was must to get that, I think 25% of the internals was attendance. So I had to be there on every Saturday, Sunday. I sacrificed everything. No family time, come back home, assignments, drawings, complete everything. Again, we used to have what you call as a unit test, and then model exam, and then the final exam. So everything had to be done. Everything had to be done. I was at one point of time when I failed in mechanics, honestly. I failed in mechanics first time. I said, no more here. Yeah, I mean, by the time I had got promoted as manager. So that had gone. Then something told me, no, I'm not going to leave it again. I mean, not here. So continued, passed, and then I completed, and then gave a break for my family, 2 years, and then I again started learning MBA, and then I did from ICFA, continued to learn. Today I'm learning, and I've registered almost all in LinkedIn so that I can keep learning whatever is coming about. And I asked to my HR, Santosh Rao san, who is very much connected to Parasuram san. So I asked, I want to attend some seminar, please send me. I will learn more than what I can tell people. So please send me. That's how this is there. So that scientific temper or the learning mindset should be there for all of us, so that we keep upgrading our skills and then do. Today I've learned something. Tomorrow I can tell you something of my experience. Something else will come in the near future where I can be easy to face that. So that's what I want to say. So it was tough, 3.5 years of doing BTech, because ICFA was online, but this was physical. You have to go to the college every weekend. 5 days work, 2 days, terrible. No holiday, 3.5 years. Okay, any questions? I mean, any anything you want to say, or Mirappa, I'm on time, or yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, please.
Change the jobs. The very first reason is because of the package payments, and they may find some flexibilities because of that they can change. With respect to that being valued and ethical is concerned, like what do you think from your experience, why it is getting declined from over the years of, if you just take past 10 years like that. So what are the causes for it?
Okay. Let me take it back home, to my home. My children learn from what I am doing, correct? If we are good at talking what we need to do, say, my wife tells me, okay, so let's sit on the floor and then eat our food together. That's how we have to do. We don't do, they don't learn. If we don't embrace that change in us, they will never do that. And we need to do, because they look up. I'm sure, I remember my school days teachers, name by name. I have forgotten college, some of them, but very strict, very tall, Rangegowda I know. So, design teacher, we know. He was very polite, nothing, no strict, nothing, but still very tall, very gusty voice or something. So, teachers we know, because we know them because they are their idols, right? In our younger generation, they are our idols. We learn from them. It is better to change ourselves to be in front of them, to have that values, ethics. If I call for a meeting in my work professional, if I say 1:30, I will be there at 1:25. Then only I can expect my team to come at 1:30, right, or be at 1:25. But if I don't do, probably they will also not do. So first is the embracing that change in us. They see us and then do. So how do you add value? We need to change our values. Second is, we are in the world of YouTube shorts. It is killing us. Your entertainment is only 2 minutes, maximum 3 minutes. I also wanted to try what's going on, but very educational and very this thing. But if you look at, they are short-lived. They don't know. That's what I was telling. Whenever an engineer comes, we show them the model. You are going to be an expert in 9 years' time. Don't lose hope. And every time we add up, I said, when we looked at this model, I also told, add some mentoring, coaching for them in between. Put some soft skills in between, or else it will be too technical for them. So we have also started to work. Even after I joined Toyota recently, I am putting into a program called Transformational Leadership. I am undergoing through some of the faculty, separate organization. So they are also teaching us. So how do we how do we add value to them also? Na? That's why I say, what is in it for the student? Na? If he doesn't know what is going to be there for him, he will run away. 2 years, 3 years, he will run away. If you tell your experience and then have a mentoring and coaching, probably he will stay. Salary packages do matter, I do know, but the younger generation is like this. But we need to adapt to them also. How at my home only, I cannot even understand their lingo, what they are speaking. Or something. This is their posture. I don't, and my daughters speak like that and then do. I don't know what is this all about. Okay, we need to be them sometimes to understand and then teach our values together. Then they may understand. In a professional life, show them where you need to be, and then this is what is in store for you. I have gone through this part and I'm making it better for you. If you don't tell them, if they are not aware, probably it is never going to happen. The emotional connect, what I said in our training session, that's the seed we are sowing into them. It may not give you that result. I was discussing during our interactive session also. If you sow that seed of good things into them, it may not help now, but it will definitely help in some other way. Even I had a very good boss in the first company where I used to work. of good and bad experience. I mean, the best experience I've got from him. He said, please resign this company. A boss telling, please resign and go to another company. I couldn't imagine. Still, I remember him. And he used to tell, brand matters. Nobody would know what is this company about, but this one. Don't mind the 300 rupees job. I mean, I was working at a higher salary. The other company, okay, let me tell. The first company was Micropack Limited in Jigni. So I was already drawing 3,800, but the company which I was got an offer was BPL Refrigeration, those times, BPL. They gave me 3,500. So I'm getting 300 rupees less. Vijay, how many people know Micropack Limited? Nobody except my family. And how many people know BPL TV? The whole world knows. That's brand. Please go. You are at that career. He said after 3 years, he's still my mentor. I mean, I don't get physically connected to him. Anytime I have some problem, I call him and then ask, what I need to do. So he is that level what we have to get connected of. So many things happen. I mean, so you have to be more connected to them emotionally, get them on the job. Then they will all do. That's what we do every day, day in and day out in our company. I mean, we get connected. We call it as a Mendomi culture. You put yourself into your shoes and then see what's happening in their mind and then learn. Then coach them. Probably explaining them what is in store for them would always make them stick to the company. So that way it will be better. And I don't know, decisions are, I don't say we don't have an attrition at all. Though even in staff, we look at high pots who are there. It is very less in our case. But still we lost some few good people also. But it happens. So different scenario. But how do we make that? That's what we are into. Again, we are redoing all our learning and development. Hope I answered in a longer way. Anything else? Yeah.
So you are only focusing on the hybrid while all manufacturers are into purine. So is there any scientific backup for that strategy? Because you are presently you might be losing out that big fraction of the market
The early entrant this thing. But look at what will happen in the future is what we are looking at. I mentioned in this thing, that's what I quoted when I said, Toyota never, though we have EV technologies, we do, nothing like, we don't have an EV car as such, which is, where it is there. We have connected cars, we are developing something, but fuel cells is what we are into. And why we did was, what is going to happen in the future? What will happen to all this battery? I mentioned e-waste, right? Gung-ho, we were gung-ho about telling, computer has come, everyone has a laptop. What are we doing with all the old laptops? 3 years, system is gone, Microsoft does not support, nobody is going to support you. What is going to happen for all that? So we moved on to a next this thing. That's what I said, we are going into hydrogen-powered fuel cells where it can run our cars. The new Toyota Mirai is all about hydrogen. So we want to take that early advantage without disturbing the environment, without putting a damage to the environment. So as Toyota, we are all equally responsible for society, right? Environment, planet, society as a whole. That's where probably in our values also, I don't know if I can go back. In our core values also we have mentioned, it's a long 56 slide. So core values we had mentioned, some of them are really touching. The last one tells about you have to believe in yourself of your own, whatever rituals you have, irrespective of the country. Japan may be different, but if it is India, you have to believe. Every function celebrated in Toyota in India is by the culture what we have it in India, not by what is there in Japan or something, no. The systems, the way of talking, the way of implementing process may be Japanese, but every festival is celebrated the Indian way. So respect for culture is what we need. So answering to your point, we looked at society as a whole, environment as a whole. So we know the regulations coming in. CAFE 3, if it comes, probably we don't know. Real-time emissions could be the big problem. Now we may be good at fuel economy, but real-time emissions comes. Then all diesel, you know what happened to Bharat Stage 6, right? Diesel stopped. Many of them stopped. Fiat gone. Fiat was producing engines for the whole planet. They have gone. They are now moving into something. Okay, they are doing EV. EV is zero emission, right? So they get the early advantage of, oh, I don't need to pay. Mahindra, today paper, center spread, na? Today Times, we are here. They have gone a journey to come, but they are going to get the benefit now. They are paying huge amount on fines on the cafe regulations, but they are moving. But we are looking beyond that, not step 1, step 2, but we are looking one leap ahead to go into hydrogen power. So that's what we are looking at. And the best thing is, until the infrastructure develops, right, EV, the biggest hindrance or something is the infrastructure. We though claim everywhere it is good and EV is good. Where is the infrastructure? If I have to travel back to Chennai and come back, I have to get stranded somewhere if there are no infrastructure. Hybrid, you have a petrol bunk everywhere. Run on petrol. Easy. You get a good fuel economy of 20, 22. What else do you need? 14 in a petrol, 22 in a hybrid. Good for you. Good for environment. That's where we are. So I was also worried. Same question was in my, hey, what is this happening? Why not EV? But looking far ahead than that. Anything else? Maybe I am killing your... yeah, please.
What is the stage of research on hydrogen engines, sir?
I mean, I am still a novice. I need to learn, but we have already made a model. The Toyota Mirai car runs purely on hydrogen. Fuel cell converts, water converts to hydrogen, stores, and then regenerates. You can run. Car is already out. If you look at Nitin Gadkari's post, he has one. So you can see and then do. But how do we mass customize? How do we do it in mass? Because the biggest story, I was in hydrogen electrolyzers. It is about the storage. It's not just like a petrol tank or something you can carry along and then go. It's about storage. How do you do? Where do you store? It is not like petrol that it is. Hydrogen is we all know, science students. Invisible, odorless, colorless. The best thing what it can happen is it is much more cheaper than LPG. But you can use it for cooking. In my past company, we have done hydrogen pongal. We used to make, using hydrogen gas stove, we made pongal or Shankranti. Shankranti we celebrated by doing pongal with that. But you can't even see the flame. You cannot even see. LPG, you can see blue flame, right? Blue, orange, whatever. But you can't even see hydrogen. It is burning. How do you see? Only by touching the vessel. That's how it is. So we have to add impurities to see. You cannot do it. Adding impurities will again reduce the efficiency. Cannot do. So one is how to use, how to store, then generate. Generation is now, everyone has started producing hydrogen electrolyzer. If you Google, there are many ways of producing PEM, blah, 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 solid oxide, many things are there. But somebody is now making the infrastructure for storage, transportation, and this, not yet. But will come sooner. We are also looking at, Toyota has tied up, my current company has tied up, is working with the previous company, OMM, to develop that and then see how we can do that. Then take it forward also. So it will come. Soon, we never knew what was there in store for us until EV came. So some things will change. Research is there happening in Japan, so I don't know much about it, so I can't say much. Okay, Medappa? Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks for being a great audience. And this is my last slide. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay sir, for this very insightful talk on bridging the gap between academia and industry. As a token of appreciation from CEED, I would request Dr. Sudhakar to hand over a memento to Mr. Vijay from Toyota. We will now break for a short tea break and reconvene in 10 minutes, please.